Hi friends, welcome to Magic Mustache Math. I am Miss Cosmos, and today we are going to be looking at topic 9-8, adding mixed numbers. This is going to be on page 431 of your math book. Okay, so let's get started. So, Jacqueline used 1 3/6 cups of apple juice and 1 4/6 cups of orange juice in a recipe for punch. How much juice did Jacqueline use? Solve this problem any way you choose. Now, there are a couple of ways that we can solve this. One way is the picture method, where you actually draw out the pictures of the fractions. And if you'd like to see that method, just go back one video to lesson 9-7, and you can see that. For today, we're just going to use the equations. So I am going to get my scrap sheet of paper so that we can see how we're going to work this out. So we have 1 3/6 cups of apple juice, and so I know we're going to add 1 4/6 cups of orange juice. So the equation method with our mixed numbers, and remember, all a mixed number means is that we have a whole number paired with a fraction, and they're mixed together. So we have 1 3/6 as a mixed number and 1 4/6 as a mixed number. So what we're going to do first, we're just going to take our whole numbers out and add those together. So 1 plus 1 is 2. And then we're going to take our fractions and we're going to add those together separately. So we have 3/6 plus 4/6. Okay, now when we're adding and subtracting, the numbers on the bottom, the denominators, as long as they're the same, we are good to go. You just bring it over, you don't change a thing, that stays a 6, and then we just add across the top. So 3 plus 4 is 7/6. Now remember, now we have to look and see if this top number, the numerator, if that is larger than the bottom number, we have a hole in this fraction and we need to pull it out so that we can add it to our holes up here. Otherwise, we're not going to get quite the right answer. So we have 7/6. 7 is larger than 6. Now, because we have 6 on the bottom, we know that the top has to be a 6 in order for us to pull out one hole. So all we have to do now that we have pulled out our hole, to find out what we have left over, we just take our original number and subtract the number that we took out. So 7 minus 6 is 1, and then our bottom stays the same. So we have one hole and then 1/6 left over. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this 1, we're going to add it to our 2, making this a 3, and then we're going to take our 1/6 and add it to our 3. So our answer is 3 1/6. So Jacqueline used a total of 3 1/6 cups for her punch. Now, if you take a look down here at the look back, can you find the sum of 1 3/6 plus 1 4/6 by adding, in parentheses, 1 plus 1, and then in parentheses 3/6 plus 4/6? Explain. Yes, you absolutely can, because that's basically exactly what we did. We didn't use the parentheses, but we did break it up and add it together separately and then add it back together at the end. And that's all the parentheses mean, is that you're going to figure out what 1 plus 1 is first, and then you're going to figure out what this is next. So let's see, my 6 stays the same. 3 plus 4 is 7. So now I have 2 plus 7, 6. And then the same thing, I can see that that number is bigger on the top. So I'm going to pull out my 1 and have my 1/6 left over. So now I am just 2 plus 1/6. If I'm doing these first, 3 and 1/6 is my answer. All right, friends, so turn the page. We're going to go to page 433, and we're going to start with number 2. So what we have right here, we have 1 and 7/8 plus 1 and 2/8. So they've got it stacked, and that might look a little bit weird, but just remember it's the same thing. We're just going to do the whole numbers first and then the fractions. So I've got a 1 here and a 1 here, so that's 2. And then for my fractions, I've got 7/8 plus 2/8. I know that my bottoms are both the same, so that's just going to stay an 8. 7 plus 2 is 9. So I end up with 2 9/8. Now, I don't want to leave it like that because that 9 is larger than the 8. So I'm going to pull out my 1 and have 1/8 left over. And then I'm going to just add my 2. So 1 plus 2, I'm going to come up here. 1 plus 2, going right up there, is 3, and then my 1/8. So my answer is 3 and 1/8. Let's do number 3. So adding together our two whole numbers, 5 plus 2 is 7. I have both of my fractions have a 10 on the bottom. I'm going to keep that the same. And then I'm just going to add the two numbers on the top, my numerators. So 5 plus 4 is 9. And look at that. Our numerator, the number on the top, is not larger than our denominator, the number on the bottom. So we're just going to leave that be. We are done. 7 and 9/10. All right, I would like for you to go ahead and pause the video, complete number 4 and number 5 on your own. If you need some scrap paper, go ahead and get it because I'm not sure, we may need a little more space than this. Go ahead and complete those problems and come back and unpause the video when you're ready. Okay, so working on number 4. This one is set up like we first saw with just the 4 2/3 plus 1 2/3. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to pull out our whole numbers. 4 plus 1 is 5. And then we've got 2/3 plus 3/3. Our bottom numbers are the same, so we're just going to have a 3 on the bottom. 2 plus 2 is 4. This number, our 4, is larger than our number on the bottom, our 3. So we know that we have a whole in there. And we know that our whole has to be 3 over 3, 3/3, in order to be a 1. And then so all we do is we just subtract this because we've pulled out this 1. We're going to take it and we're going to put it over here with our 5. So now we're going to have 5 plus 1. And then so we're just subtracting. Our number on the bottom stays the same, and our numbers we subtract across the top. 4 minus 3 is 1, so we end up with 1 and 1/3 left over. So bringing our whole over, 5 plus 1 is 6, and then we add our 1/3. So our answer is 6 and 1/3. I'm going to use a different color over here so we don't get confused. 6 5/12 plus 4 11/12. Adding our whole numbers first. 6 plus 4 is 10. Then add your fractions. 12 and 12, the number stays the same across the bottom, and we add across the top. So 5 plus 11, we have, I like to do my little counting method sometimes, so I start with my big number 11, and then I kind of make like you would see on dice as I count. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so I have my 10 wholes and then 16 twelfths. 16 is larger than 12, so I have to pull out my whole, and I know that my whole has to be 12 on the top because it's 12 on the bottom. And then I'm just subtracting, okay? So 16 minus 12 leaves me 4 twelfths. And I bring my whole over here with my 10. So my answer is 11 and 4 twelfths. All right, friends, so you're going to go ahead and do, I want you to do all the even numbers. So we're going to do 6, 8, 10, and 12. I want you to go ahead and pause the video, work these out. When you're done, go ahead and take a picture and upload it to Canvas, and then go on and do your topic 9-8 quick check. And thank you for joining me for Magic Mustache Math. And I'll see you next time.